Hey guys, Chase with EOTECH, and we're down in Louisiana at the 5.7 Fest, hosted by Gun Talk Media and Range Ready. And today I'm joined by the illustrious
Three Gun Kenzie, I guess. I'm a writer in the industry, competitive shooter, podcaster. I don't like having a job, you know.
And I'm JB from EOTECH.
And today we're going to be talking about sort of a couple of different things that all go together. Basically starting off with, can you use optics that are not necessarily ballistically calibrated for 5.7 for 5.7? The short answer is yes, but I think digging into that has been pretty interesting today. So you want to lead off on what you've seen so far?
Sure. So what's surprising is not surprising, right? EOTECH has the best quality. I mean, I've shot the optics for a long time on pistols, on shotguns. I mean, they're just phenomenal. And now even I'm running an offset EOTECH with the E-Flex on a rifle. So it's interesting though, seeing the 5.7 caliber, because when I was talking to, we had Fiocchi, we have Hornady, and we have Federal here. The velocities are crazy. I mean, I think the lowest they said is about 1,600 feet per second, and then all the way up to like 2,300 feet per second
something like that,
out of a pistol. So I'm like, okay, we're running a rifle caliber pretty much, right?
Yep.
So that's pretty cool to see. And I mean, there's not a lot of recoil. That's also interesting too, but the guns are still firing fast velocities. So I'm sure you guys have tested before, maybe?
We haven't dipped too much into 5.7 because it was kind of one of those that were on the border of, just going crazy or just kind of staying flat. So we always tend to just kind of wait. That's why we don't have anything specific to a reticle. But, today we found out that, our holographic reticle, the DCR that we kind of showed, works great. Our 1:6 with the duplex works great, and then the E-Flex is a single dot, which will always work on that platform. So very adaptable.
That was interesting to see. We were running the plate rack at 50, and you and I probably did some of the best shooting ever recorded on camera.
Ever.
I was impressed.
Ever. Oh, that was painful. But the cool thing was the DCR reticle with the 50 to 200 0 for the center dot. It was dead on at 50, with 5.7, and it's a super flat shooting round out to around 100-ish. That was really cool to see, just throwing it on the gun and be like, oh wow, this with the basic zero works stupid well. Yeah. If we aimed at the
it's
target.
very upsetting, as Chase and I know, as we'll always say this, right? We're good off camera, but beep, and we both were around 9 seconds. So, JB got out of it. We tried to put him behind it. He got one shot off, and then the range went cold.
It was the best time I've ever had.
But it was the single best shot ever recorded on camera.
It was, yeah.
So
they called a world record.
Did the plate even go down?
I
don't think it put the plate down.
Yeah, I had to bring that part up.
I did. But it's interesting shooting the different platforms because we had the Ruger rifles, we had the LC carbine, and then the Ruger 5.7 pistol. Yeah.
And shooting that, we tried a couple iron sights. It's an iron sight pistol. Okay, great, it worked. But when we started stretching that back out to, I think we went out to 30 yards with the handguns, and then 50 with the rifles. And they were on way more. In fact, when you were shooting at was that like 3 and 5? Yeah. The holdovers were, they're still there even with the handgun, but it was a little bit less. I remember as soon as you moved back to 5, you were compensating less than we thought.
Yeah. And what people don't know, but we should probably explain a little bit of holdovers, right? Yep. Because the reticle too, okay.
Good point.
So height over bore, it still exists with pistols or rifles. So at the very beginning, we were talking, 3 yards. I'm like, oh gosh, I'm gonna have to hold really high. And I didn't. We had these circles, but like top of the circle, you're hitting dead on. You move back, you're in a better position. But you want to talk about the chevron design, why it exists?
Yeah, right. It should work really well on any close engagement, but the DCR is our modified circle dot reticle. We cleaned it up by cutting the top portion off. You still have the 68 MOA from side to side, so if you ever do need to do any range estimation, you could still use that. Still have the really small 1 MOA dot, but we added a chevron at the bottom to really compensate for that height over bore stuff. If you're zeroed at 50 or 100, it's going to be different at 7 yards. So that chevron gets you right on there.
Yeah, when we were doing that a little bit today with the ARs and with an AR and with the Ruger rifle, and it was still working really well, which I really thought moving from 2.23 to 5.7. I don't know why I thought that.
It would just 5 and 7 yards,
it would change it all.
Sure.
But the velocity, you're talking about 200 feet per second, maybe difference now. Yeah. That's what's crazy.
Right, in a 40 grain round versus 55 or something. Like this, it's not that big a deal at that range. So it was really cool to see how applicable that is. So if somebody wants to buy one reticle or one optic and try it on different different platforms, or just get comfortable with an optic they like and a reticle they like, it works across different calibers.
Yeah,
for sure. So that's pretty cool.
And glass clarity. We can always talk about that, but it's fantastic. Illuminated reticle. Y'all went out on this line.
Yeah, it does a super job. And, you know, we had overcast day, but you throw sunlight down here, it gets really bright. But, you know, we have 20 brightness settings more than anybody. So it accommodates any lighting situation.
And then the night vision boy over here.
Hey, I'm excited to put
I'm a little
the DCR under night vision because that is going to be that's going to be super cool.
Right.
So we should probably do that soon.
I love it.
Yes.
Cool.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching. Got any questions, comments, anything like that? Put them down below, and you should absolutely check out all of our optics at eotechinc.com. Train hard, live free. See you next time.